Now, Eskom is again defending a 600 million rand prepayment to a coal supplier partly owned by the controversial Gupta family and President Jacob Zuma's son. Reports say a leaked draft of a Treasury report called for the prepayment to Tegeta Exploration and Resources to be converted into a loan with interest. For clarity on this, we're now joined on the line by Eskom spokesperson Kulu Pasiwe. Kulu, good morning to you and thank you for your time. You've lashed out dismissing suggestions of a loan as pure nonsense. Why is that?
Well, firstly, what we are saying is that the issuance of prepayments is not new within the industry, and Eskom, obviously participating within the industry, has been doing this for years. What we have said consistently is that we have extended the same prepayments to companies like Exxaro, to Anglo American and others. And nobody seems to be wanting to understand how this has been working. So our advancement of the 600 million rand to Tegeta was within the same vein as we had been doing to other companies. Just recently, in March of last year, we have advanced 1.3 billion rand to Exxaro for them to help us with the coal for the coal that we need for our power stations. So it is something that we have been doing, and we will continue to do it for as long as it's benefiting us.
I suppose the focal point here is we've heard allegations of inflated prices and substandard coal being delivered, and claims that the Gupta Link company is getting preferential treatment in this regard. How do you respond to that?
Well, I suppose people need to explain as to what they mean by preferential treatment, because so far Tegeta is supplying, I think, just about 5% or less to Eskom. So they are not the big supplier or the majority supplier within Eskom. And as a matter of fact, they have said last year sometime that because of the pressure they have been under, they feel that they need to exit from the arrangements that they have with Eskom. So, and also as a matter of fact, the 600 million rand that everyone is talking about, sometime in August last year, they had Tegeta, that is, of the optimum mine. They have paid that amount in full, and therefore this notion that that loan needs to be some kind of a loan and it needs to be paid in interest is neither here nor there, because they've already made their payment.
And what about the substandard coal allegations?
You know, the issue about substandard coal allegation is also one of these things where people are just trying to cast aspersions. We do have people who are testing our coal at our power stations, and where we do find that there are substandard coal, we do penalize those companies. Just recently, there are 3 companies that we have penalized because of the substandard coal that they were supplying us. So when we first heard about the substandard coal, there were investigations that was done, and not only within Eskom, by the way. We took some of those samples to the SABS, which is the South African Bureau of Standards, for them to conduct the same investigations. The outcome of that investigation from the SABS, plus what we also did internally, came to the same conclusion, which is to say that there was nothing untoward with the code. So anyone else who has anything different, obviously they need to bring whatever evidence, so that maybe to the National Treasury, because remember, the National Treasury has been investigating this matter since July last year. So whatever new evidence they have, they should send it to the National Treasury so that it can form part of the investigations that they are conducting.
Now, the City Press is reporting, Kulu, that Treasury has stopped Eskom from extending 2 coal contracts, deals which have reportedly seen Tegeta score 4 billion rand. What's your response to that?
Well, the issue of the National Treasury, as you correctly say, it has been investigating this matter since July last year. Very soon, hopefully, that investigation will be conducted, because, as you correctly mentioned, there's a leaked draft report which the City Press and others have been reporting on. Hopefully, very soon, the National Treasury will come out with the final report, which will allay fears that many people are having about how some of these contracts have been conducted. But from our side as a company, everything that we do in accordance with the Public Finance Management Act. And that is why whenever we want any alterations or extensions on the contract, we go to the National Treasury. The National Treasury, by the way, has in some of the cases has given us extensions of some of those contracts. But obviously we'll have to wait until the final report has been issued.
Now, lastly, we've seen South Africans protesting and protest intensifying against the Gupta-linked companies, even as far as London. South Africans against Bell Pottinger and links to the Gupta, referring to that as dirty money. Are you not at all concerned as Eskom to be linked to such controversy?
Well, from our side as a company, obviously we don't operate along lynch mobs and things like that. We want hard evidence. If there's going to be any investigation by anyone, including the investigation that was done by the public protector last year, once there's a commission of inquiry as the public protector had recommended, once we have hard evidence to say that there's something untoward that this company has been doing, then obviously we will have no leg to stand on. At this stage, we have nothing on our table. The contract that we have with Tegeta are the same contract or along the same lines that we have with other companies such as Anglo and XR and others.
That's where we leave it. Thank you so much for your time, Eskom spokesperson Khulu Phasiwe. Let's take a quick break now and return after that.